not able to kick back and just chill and sip on your extra cup of coffee or whatever and get a slow rise to the day. Nope, here we are. But we're going to enjoy it. We're going to make the best of it. I appreciate very much your willingness to dedicate yourself to this weekend. Still a pretty good turnout for Saturday morning. Hopefully some more will come in through the day. I know we're fighting some sicknesses and stuff too, man. I'm sorry about that. And we've got it over our way too. And so far I've been avoiding it. And so if I'm avoiding you, just understand. But we do, sickness happens. It just, some things you got to deal with sometimes. I appreciate everybody's diligence. And look, it takes a lot of sacrifice to go after something like this, and especially if it's not your comfort zone. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of dedication and commitment to trying to learn some of these things that's going to help us all. And look, I've said it, I repeat it many, many times over and over because I cannot tell you how paramount this is and how important this is. The singing is important when we assemble together and we're assembling for our worship service. It's so important. And it's so minimized oftentimes. And I hope you're not of that mindset. It doesn't matter where you're at and what level you're at and how beautiful your voice is. I mean, I don't have a beautiful voice. It's a pretty scruffy old voice. And especially today. It was much better when I was younger. But it's just not what it used to be. But it's not about that. And I don't want you to get the wrong idea. But it is about learning some techniques and learning some principles that will help us as a whole to worship God in a more effective way. And I mean that in all seriousness. When we learn music and even the mechanics of music, it's not all about that, is it? I mean, it's not. It's about the messages and what's coming from our lips and the praise that we're offering Him, the instruction that we're giving one another. That's paramount. That's the primary thing, and I just stressed that over and over and over again, which seems really weird because I'm really a mechanical sort of guy when it comes to music. And I don't mean mechanical instruments. I just mean the mechanics of the music side of it. I love it, and I love teaching it. And when we get that, when we get that and understand the mechanics of music and how it complements the messages, we are going to get more out of it. We're going to be able to teach and admonish one another with more fervor, more excitement, more dedication and commitment to each other. It just draws us together. That's one of the side benefits of it. So I want to encourage you in that. I want you to remember, though, and this is what I keep repeating, I know, but you come into worship services, it is not about what pleases me. It's not about me. Nothing about our worship service should be about me. It's just not. It's about offering our best to the Lord. And that's just kind of it in a nutshell. It really is. I mean, I can go into all kinds of details, but that kind of says it all, right? It's about offering our best to the Lord. Does He deserve it? You better believe it. He deserves our best. He deserves everything we have. And we don't have anything to give except all we have. We have us. And I am who I am, and I'm going to just offer my best, whatever that is. And try to stay focused on that. We all fail in that sometimes. We get distracted, or it's just difficult at times because we're human. I'm talking about the reality of things. We've got the human element. We are not God, though. And I'm not here to get upset when something doesn't go my way. That's not what we do. We're here to worship God. And we're here to humbly submit one to another, actually. And so that means we allow each other a little bit of give, and not without trying to beat each other up. That's not what we're about, right? I know you're not. I'm just stating it for principle. We are about worshiping God, and we have a great opportunity when it comes to singing and that type of thing. I know it's early morning, but stand up, let's warm up, let's just kind of get the blood circulating so we can go and we can get some singing happen. Let's start with this. Ma. We're gonna do ma. Remember, we're opening up, egg in the mouth sort of thing. I know that seems disgusting, but but it would be more disgusting if you crack it. If you close your mouth, you're gonna have egg ooze out of it, and then you're getting disgusting. So keep it good and open so that we can do this, and let's do this together. Ma. Now do this. Ma, 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 ma. Again. Ma, 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 ma. Again, really open and tall. Ma, 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 ma. We're going to go back down. Ma, 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 ma. One more time. Ma, 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 ma. Ma, ma. Now, do it on ah. All the way up, same thing, but just we're not going to do ma every time. All ready, go. Let's raise it half step. Technique, and we could keep going and really stretch that range. I don't want to push it too much on the early morning. I know it's not early technically, but it feels early on a Saturday, right? All right, let's do a couple things. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 and Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and the last book, Malachi. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts, and the letter to the Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, and Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus and Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st John, 2nd John, 3rd John, Jude and Revelation. Let's go through this all the way. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good, for His mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good, for His mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord of gods, for His mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord of lords, for His mercy endureth forever. Now then, you're going to do the first part. We'll change up from yesterday. So if you tried to switch sides because you didn't like one or the other, you're stuck now, okay? All right. You're going to do the first part, repeated. Sorry about that. Just repeat that first part. I probably should have it up there twice, but just repeat that. And then, once you've completed that, you'll switch it back over to the other one. I mean, you'll keep going to the other section, part 2. You're going to start on part 2, and then once you finish part 2, go back to part 1. Does that make sense? We're just going to be swapping back and forth. All right, so let's just start it again. What did I tell you you're going to do? You're going to do the first part. Okay. Let's start with the first part, then you'll do the second part, and then everybody's coming in on those same parts, okay? Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good, for His mercy endureth forever. One more time. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good, for His mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the God of gods, for His mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord of lords, for His mercy endureth forever. Y'all come back in. Oh, give thanks unto the God of gods, for His mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord of lords, for His mercy endureth. Now everybody switching. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good, for His mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good, for His mercy endureth forever. Good job, good job. But the fruit of the Spirit, I don't even know what I'm doing. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave Himself for me. By the way, that one right there is in your songbook. If you haven't noticed. It's in the song. Thank you, Cody. It's in your songbook, that song, and I'd never seen it in a songbook before. I learned that and taught my kids over the years and years. I heard it somewhere and just kind of incorporated it, and somebody's thought, hey, let's put that in a songbook. And so it's there, just by the way, if you ever forget it and are not sure. Okay, go ahead and be seated. Thank you, folks. Good job. Okay, we've talked about do-re-mis, and we're going to get back into that here in just a little bit. The do-re-mis, the different pitches and stuff like that, but we need to talk a little bit about notes, what they are, and their values and stuff like that. And when I say values, how long you hold particular notes and that type of thing, because that becomes important. If you put music, different pitches, right, together with a little bit of different rhythm, you have a song. I mean, that's oversimplified, but that's what songwriters do. They make up melodies with different pitches, and they put it with different rhythm, and when you notate it, you put it in print, you're going to see the music moving up and down with half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, whatever, and it's going to give you the rhythm. And when you learn both of those combinations, you can put that together and sight read music. You can learn new songs, okay? Now, I'm focusing a lot on old standard songs this weekend. I mean, that is mainly what I'm wanting to do, okay? And there's a reason for that, because first of all, I want you to do what you're comfortable with and what you know well, and theoretically what the congregation knows well. So we're not struggling trying to learn songs, which I'm all about learning new songs. But we're not struggling with that yet. Let's don't tackle the bear when we haven't conquered the ant, okay? This is the little part, okay? So let's do what we know, do what the congregation knows, and let's put the finesse on that. Let's put the attention on it so that we can accomplish what it is we're going to do. And then we step into learning newer songs. We'll deal with that later. All right, I want to start with just identifying notes. Again, you can take pictures. By the way, I put my number up on the board, and send me a text. Even if you sent me one last night. My phone was dead last night, and I got up this morning thinking I would see, different things, and I see nothing. So if you have not texted me, my phone is now live, and make sure that you text me and just say, hey, send me the music stuff, or whatever. However you want to say it, doesn't matter. But if you shoot me a text and give me your email address, just shoot me a text with the email address. I will email these files, the PowerPoint file, and maybe even a couple other things to you, okay? So that's for we'll just leave that up here today, and that way you have that number when you do it. Now, let's talk notes. We're going to talk standard, simplified approach to this, okay? If you change time signatures and stuff like that, some of the values of these change. But really, still, that's the exception. I want to talk about what is standard in most of our music, okay? A whole note, think whole measure. A whole note, if you see a whole note and it looks just like that, it's just a kind of a circle, okay? If you see that on the musical staff and you have a word under it or whatever, you hold that note or that syllable or whatever it is you're singing on that note for the whole measure, okay? Now, we're going to talk in terms of 4/4 generally. I probably will mention 3/4 a little bit, but I want you to think 4/4, 4 beats to every measure in the song, right? We've talked about that a little bit. 4 beats to every measure in the song. 4 beats, every measure. So if you have a whole note and I'm holding it for the whole measure, how many beats will I be holding that for? 4? You would hold it for 4. Literally, if you see a whole note, it's worth 4 beats. So you're going to hold that note out. Now, there's ways to tie that note to something else. You could have 3 or 4 of those in a row. That's going to take a lot of air to be able to hold that. And we don't have that in church hymns very often. But I just want you to think in terms, simple math. We're not going to go too deep. It is a little simple fractions. We're going to have to divide by 2. But a whole note is worth 4. Okay? If I were to give you a half note, which it's a circle also, but it has a stem. Okay, so it just looks a little different. It's a circle, but with the stem. And it's a half note, not a whole note. If a whole note's worth 4, then a half note, what's half of 4? 2. Okay? So it's going to be worth 2 beats. That's what a half note is worth. It's worth 2 beats. So a whole note's 4, half note's 2 beats. Okay? A quarter note sort of looks like that half note, except that note head's filled in. It's solid. Okay? That's how you differentiate between them. That's a quarter note. And a quarter of the whole is what?
1.
It's 1. Because a whole note's worth 4. A half note's worth 2 beats. A quarter note's only worth 1. It's half of the half note, right? Or 1/4 of the whole note. Okay, here's where it starts to stump people up. That's pretty simple, right? Whole note's worth 4 beats. Don't forget that. Half note's worth 2. Quarter note's worth 1. Well, looky here. We get to the 8th note. Now we're starting to divide it up a little. An 8th note looks like a quarter note, except you've got a flag on it, on the stem. Okay? Looks a little different. And it's an 8th note. It's literally 1/8 of the whole. I mean, just like you divide a pie up or something, right? You've got a whole pie, and then you can cut it in half, and then you can cross-cut it another way, and you've got 4ths. That'd be like quarter notes. And then we're going to cut it again. And every one of those quarters are going to get cut up, and we have 1/8 of the pie. 1/8 of the measure. 1/8 of the whole note. It's worth 1/8 of the whole. Okay? Okay, let's break it down. Whole notes, 4 beats. Half notes, 2. Quarter note's 1. What do you suppose an eighth note in time value is worth, Mitch? Say it. It looked like you were going to say it. No? Okay. So stay with me. Say it. It's a half a beat. A quarter note is how many beats? 1. A quarter note is 1 beat. It takes 4 of those to equal the whole. Right? To equal the whole note in time. So it takes 4 of those. So let's just talk the quarter note for a minute. It's only worth 1 beat. If I divide up that quarter into an eighth or 2/8, right? And a quarter note is worth 1 beat. How much is half of a quarter note worth? Half of a quarter note would be half a beat. Because a quarter note's 1 beat. Now I'm going to say it a variety of different ways. I don't mean to confuse you, but I want you to think about it because it'll trigger different people at different spots, okay? Let's back up. Whole note's 4. Half note is 2 beats. Quarter note's 1 beat. And now I'm going to divide that quarter note in half. So an eighth note is worth half a beat. So it would take 2 of those halves, right, to equal a whole, wrong terminology, to equal a quarter note, which is 1 beat. So 2 eighth notes equals 1 beat, but 1 eighth note is only worth a half a beat. Okay, so we'll come back to this and illustrate it here in just a moment. Let's really step out here and let's divide that eighth note to a 16th note. How many 16th notes do you think there is in a whole measure?
Quarter.
Not a quarter.
16.
How many?
16.
16, because it's 1/16 of the whole. Okay? That's as hard as it gets, I promise, on the math. It's just dividing them step by step in half as you work down from whole to half to quarter to eighth to 16th. We're just getting smaller and smaller notes. Do you think a 16th note moves faster than a whole note? Yeah, you're singing it doesn't last very long, right? So that 16th note's going to keep moving. And if you have 16 of them in a whole measure, that's a lot of 16th notes, and that's a lot of activity. And my southern mouth doesn't hardly move that fast, you know. I mean, we could slow the song down and probably get it in. But that's very, very difficult. But you will see some 16th notes. So we need to know that. So there are 16, let's just do it this way. How many half notes equal a whole?
2.
How many quarter notes equal a whole?
4.
How many eighth notes equal a whole?
8.
And how many 16th notes equal a whole?
16.
16 of them. I mean, I'm telling you, by the time you sing all 16 of those 16th notes, you could have held a whole note for 4 beats, and they would equal in time.
I'm just thinking of a tape measure.
Yeah, absolutely. That works. The tape measure works if you're a construction thinking sort of guy. That works because we do inches and half inches, quarter inches, eighth inches, and even 16ths, right? So that's how that divides up. Now look at it this way. This might give you a different visual that helps you to break it down a little better if you're struggling with that. And I get it if you do. And talk to me after if I move too fast and we go on and leave you in the dust and you're going, I'm so confused. I don't understand. That's okay. Pull me aside and we'll take some time and really try to help you to understand it because I understand the struggle. Math was not my favorite subject in school. I mean, reality. 2 of the best years of my life were spent in Algebra 1. That is a fact. Math was not my thing. Now, my second year, I finally caught on. I got on the train and it made some sense, you know. And I felt pretty good about myself, except I'm a year later than everybody else in the class. But you know, started to get it. But I get the math problem. But here's a breakdown of it. What's at the top there? That's a whole note. divided up by 2 halves. The halves are both divided up by 2 quarter notes each, which is 4 quarter notes, total, which would equal the whole. The quarter notes are divided into 8 notes, and I have them written differently because you'll see them in the music written like this. It'll have a flag, or it may be beamed to another 8th note, but when you see that beam connecting the 2 of them, it's still 8 notes, okay? It's just like a flag. It works the same way. So those are 8 notes total. And then you divide those 8 notes into 16ths, and that just automatically looks busy, doesn't it? All those flags or beams or whatever, but that's 16 of those, and in time value, it's the same as a quarter note. The same as a whole note, or the same as 2 half notes, or 4 quarter notes, and you get the idea. All right, so we're going to demonstrate this a little bit. We're going to sing do, and I want you to look at that top line, and I know it's a little small. If you can't see it, move up a little bit, help yourself out. But what I want to do is I want you to feel the beat while we do this. So I'm going to count out 4, and then we're going to sing that top line. And what you should be doing is holding that note for 4 beats. So you're going to hold it out before you sing the next note. Just the top line. Let's start right there. Do, everybody. And I'm going to count out 4, and then we're going to start. 1, 2, 3, go. Do, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it. You got the idea. Now we're going to move on. The second line, third line, fourth line. This is going to be really fun when we get to the 16th. All right, we're going to start at the top again, and then we're going to move to the second line like it was all one piece of music, okay? And then the third line and fourth line. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, do, do. You got it. 3 and 4. Do, 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 do. 3 and 4. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a really quick. Do, 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 do. See what I mean? I told you it was fun. All right, 16th notes. We're going to do it one more time, but we're going to start at the quarter notes because that's where some of us started kind of stumbling a little bit, and then we kind of figured it out where we're at. Quarter notes worth 1 beat. Notice it's right on the beat then. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's a quarter note. Do, do, do. You're going to do it on every beat, okay? So let's start on that line. We'll go through the 16th again, okay? 1, 2, 3, and go. Quarter notes. Do, 2, 3, 4. Do, do, do. 8 notes. Do, 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 do. 1 and 2 and 3 and 16. Do, 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 do. Good. Okay, 16th. Notice it's a 16th note. Okay, there's 16 of them in the whole measure, but compared to the quarter note, it's actually there's 4 of those to every quarter note. So I'm doing this 1, 2, 3, and 4. 16th notes. Do, 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 do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 of them for every beat. Okay, and you do that 4 times, you got 16 of them, right? All right. I just want you to feel that. That's what's going on with the 16th note. You will have it in music, like I said. Now, I want to just talk about it briefly is the rest. We will see rest occasionally in our music. It might be a quarter rest, might be a half rest, could be a whole rest. You could be a whole measure not singing. Some music does that. Certain parts maybe not singing for a whole measure while something else going on. You might have a song that starts out with just the lady singing for like 8 measures. You know, they're just singing in unison, and then the men join them. The men are gonna have rest during that time, and it'll be whole rest because it's easier to notate one rest than 16th rest, right? And have 16 of them. Why would you do that? If you're not going to sing the whole measure, just put a whole rest there, right? Okay. It breaks down just like the notes. But I just want to describe ways to try to remember what they are. It's really not that complicated, and the notes are the most important thing I want you to get. But I want you to think about this. That top one, that is a whole rest. How many beats is that whole rest worth? How long would you rest? 4, just like the whole note. You would rest for 4 beats. And then you have half rest. Now, if you're not looking at that close, they look very similar, don't they?
Yes.
Are they the same? Gentlemen?
Nope.
Are they the same? When you look at it visually? It's not, technically, and let's look at the difference. That whole one, it has that rectangle, right? But it's hanging up under the line. You see it? Up under that 4th line up, or next to the top line. It's hanging under that line, like it's hanging on, okay? This one is sitting on top of the middle line. So it's different, right? It's not in the same position, and that matters. The one that's hanging on the line is the whole rest. Now, this is the way I learned it. It just is what it is. A gentleman. He's a whole man if in the presence of a woman he removes his hat. Now, we're talking pretty old school, right? Don't see a lot of that today, but he would tip his hat to the ladies out of respect. How you doing, ma'am? You know. So the hat comes off. If you look at that, it looks like a hat being held upside down. You see that? I'm telling you, it's worked all my life to remember it that way. When I see it quickly, I can tell what it is. He's a whole man. We might relate it today. You know, my dad was real big on not wearing a hat in the house. You know, maybe you are, maybe you're not, but my dad was like, you take your hat off when you come in the house. That's a man, you know, a man does that. I would turn it into, you're coming to church, we're going to take our hats off out of respect for where we are and what we're doing, right? So there's various ways we can look at that, but if you think about it that way, take the hat off out of respect. That's a whole man. That's a whole man, a whole rest, okay? The other one, if you leave your hat on, you're just half a man. You're just half a man if you don't take it off, okay? So, old school, yes, I get it, but it worked for me all my life to help remember the difference between the two. When it's showing that the hat's off, that's a whole rest. That's a whole rest, whole man, whole rest. If you're leaving it on, like is that the half rest down there where the hat's sitting on the line, you left the hat on, that's just half a man, half rest, okay? And they're worth the same values just like the notes. Whole rest is 4. A half rest is 2 beats. You'll hold that. I say you'll hold it. You won't sing for 2 beats, okay? And it takes 2 of those to equal the whole, just like the notes, okay? Quarter rest, just kind of a squiggly line. You'll see a lot of those in the music. You'll see a lot of those throughout our hymns, okay? And maybe occasional some 8th rest. Notice the 8th rest and 16th rest. What's similar to the notes? What is it about those rests, looking at it, that's similar to looking at an 8th note or an 8th or a 16th note?
Flag.
The flags. Okay, the 8th rest has 1 flag, just like an 8th note had 1 flag. The 16th rest, which you're not going to see that very often, let's be honest. You're not going to see a 16th. Oh, I'm sure glad I got that 1/16 of a beat break, you know, to rest, you know. I mean, you just don't see that very often, but maybe occasionally. But the 8th ones you'll see, the quarter ones you'll see, and then you'll see half and wholes. So that's kind of how it breaks down on the rest. Kind of the same principle, okay? And then there's another little caveat, if you will, in timing of notes is if I put a dot after a note, I'm extending that note. It's going to be a little longer. For instance, look at the second one there. That's a half note. You see the half note? Circle with a stem. It's a half note, but there's a dot after it. What the dot does, this is what the dot does. It doesn't matter where it is, this is what the dot does. Is it says, hey, this is now not worth 2, like the half note. It's not worth 2 beats. It's now worth 3. It is worth half again its value. So if a half note's worth 2, what's half of 2? 1. So you're going to add 1 to the 2. It's now worth 3 beats. So you can see a dotted half note in a measure, and then also maybe a quarter note or something like that, and you have your full measure, 4 beats. 3 beats for that, 1 beat for the quarter. You see where I'm going. The dot adds half of the note's value to itself again. Okay, so look at that first one. That is a whole note, which normally would be worth how many beats? 4. It's for the whole measure, whole note, 4 beats. But I put a dot after it. So I now have said it is worth more than 4 beats. How much is it worth?
6.
6. Because it's worth 4. What's half of 4?
2.
2. It adds half its value to itself again. So it was worth 4. Now it's worth 6. Make sense? Half note's only worth 2. Half of its value is 1, so it's worth 3. Okay? What about a dotted quarter note? Quarter note's normally just worth 1, right? But I put a dot after it. I now have extended it. It's now worth more. I'm going to sing that note longer than just 1 beat. I'm going to sing it for a beat and a half. Because it's normally worth 1. I add half of that to itself. We'll do it that way. So it's worth 1.5 total, okay? And you get the idea. This is as hard as it gets, I promise. Most of you, I think, are getting it. Some of you are going, and your eyes are crossing and like, what in the world is going on? Okay, I get it. I get it. I show the dotted 8th note to complicate it a little more because it's only worth a half a beat, right? And I'm going to add half of that half beat to itself. There's just not a really good, comfortable, easy way to say that. But it's only worth half a beat. So now I'm adding half of that, which is another quarter. So it's going to be worth total 3/4 of a beat. Yeah. Yeah. Now you don't usually see that combination quite so much, but it's there. So that info's there. You just study on it a little bit, let it digest, it'll happen, and it'll get there for you. Now we're going to do a couple of little exercises. Let's just stand up again. Morning time, I'll probably make you stand more. All right. We're going to do this exercise, and we're going to do it like this. I've got it divided up into 4 per measure, 4 beats a measure, just like what we've been talking about. 4 beats a measure up here, okay? But we're going to do it for the quarter notes. We're going to say ma. For the 8th notes, we're going to say me. So it's going to move faster, but you'll be doing ma, ma, me, ma, okay? Something like that. And then when you get down to the half note, instead of ma, ma, or just ma, you're going to do ma, ah. Just feel that second beat. Ma, ah, okay? And we're going to start at the beginning, and let's see if we can do this together. 1, 2, 3, and go. Ma, 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 me, ma, me, ma, 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 me, ma. Do it with me again. Top line. We may go to the second, but I want to do that again. You see what we're doing? The ma on quarter notes, me's on the 8th notes. But notice, because it's 8th notes, it's only half a beat. They're moving faster. We're staying with the beat. So that, like that second measure, would be ma, me, ma, me. You see what I'm saying? Let's do that together. That whole line. 1, 2, 3, and go. Ma, 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 me, ma, me, ma, 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 me, ma. Keep going. Ma, ma, me, ma, me, ma, 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 me, ma, me, ma. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time because it's good practice, and we got to think rhythm. We got to think, how do I? We're gonna put this with music here in a little bit. Okay, how do I keep time on that? When you look at different notes, you're gonna have this kind of rhythm. It'll just be random, different times to hold these notes, different lengths of time, right? That's the way music works. Now let's start it again at the top. We're gonna do both lines. 1, 2, 3, and go. Ma, 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 me, ma, me, ma, 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 me, ma, 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 me, ma, me, ma, 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 me, ma, me, ma. Very good. Oh, why not? Why not another? Let's do this one now. I want you to notice down on the second line, you've got some rest. Those are quarter rest, so they count for one beat, but you don't say anything there because it's a rest. So that's a quiet spot, okay? For one beat, you get a little rest, and then you'll go back to a quarter note, and then another rest, so they're going to be stuck in there. I want to see if you can get them, okay? First line. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and go. Ma, 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 me, ma, ma, me, ma, ma, me, ma. Second line. Ma, 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 ma. I don't think I've ever had a group get that right the first time. And you just did. You just blow me away. Okay, awesome. I've got one more set. It's going to get a little trickier. A little trickier. Meant to be tricky on purpose to challenge you, okay? You've got quarter rest. You've got eighth rest. I will tell you that where I have the eighth rest, you think the me, right? Because it's eighth, like the eighth note. So you have me there, but I have two of them right together, okay? It's like one beat. It's 2 eighth rests. It's the same as a quarter rest. It's one beat to work. So just think about that and be quiet during that one. All right, let's take it from the top, and then we'll move on to something else. But here we go. 1, 2, 3, and go. Ma, ma, me, ma, 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 me, ma. Ma, me, ma, me, ma. That one's just dirty. And we got a couple anyway in that one because it's just dirty. We put a rest at the very first beat of that measure, right? That's just tricky. That's just not right. Somebody's messed up, whoever designed that. I don't know who could have done that. All right. Solfege. Let's get back into that again real quick. Do, do, do to do. Go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. One more time. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Do, mi, so, Okay. Do,
Ti, do, re, mi, do, do, mi, so, mi, do, do, ti, la, so.
you got it. Okay, now I'll raise it a little bit. We'll bring that up. Do, do. If I can get my ear. Do, do, mi, so, mi, do. Now let's walk down the scale.
Do, ti, la, so.
Now follow me.
So, do, mi, do, mi, re, do, la, so. So, do, mi, do, mi, re, do, so.
Just keep holding.
Mi, so, so, mi, do, so, la, do, do, la, so, so, do, mi, do, mi, re, do.
Who recognizes the tune? What gentleman knows the name of the tune?
Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace, okay? Now, the reason I like to do that is to show you that's a song we're familiar with, right? Amazing Grace, we know that song. But you didn't know that's what I was going to do, necessarily, right? You just sight read, technically, sight read what I pointed to and held it as long as I held it, and that's like notes, because notes are going to have different values you're going to hold for different lengths, right? And when it was said and done, you sight read the song. You didn't know you sight read the song, but that's what you were doing. You literally were taking your knowledge of those pitches and holding them as long as I said to hold them, and you put that together, and it was Amazing Grace. Okay? You can sight read songs. That's part of what helps with learning music and learning these details is you can get, I mean, that book's not going to last forever. You're going to be getting another book at some point, right? I mean, it might be 10 years, I don't know. But sometime you're going to move to another book, and it's going to have different selections and things like that. This book right here probably has songs in it we don't know yet, right? It has songs in it I don't know, and I especially don't know well a lot of them. We're just now ordering this book for home, where we go. So we've not had it. And it's going to be a wild shocker for the church there on the new songs, because they're not used to it, okay? And we're going to have to work on that slowly, but it has plenty of old songs that we know. That's where we're starting. But the reason you want to sight read is occasionally there's new songs, or you might hear them at another congregation and go, oh, that's a really good song. I'd like to learn that. We need to use that at home right here. And so you're going to work on learning that song. And if you can do the notes, the pitches, and you can do the rhythm and put that together, technically, and some songs are more complicated than others, it may take a while, but the goal is you can learn that song because you know the notes, you know the rhythm, okay? You can be seated. All right. Ooh-wee. Let's see how much of this I've got put up. We need to stop there. We're going to sing some songs. We can get to that next section. I'm going to start at the back here. Who would like to lead a song? Would you like to lead one? Yeah. Would you like to?
Sure.
Find you one you know. Find you one that you think everybody knows. And let's just stay in that realm. And then for the congregation, I want you to remember how you're going to be singing, right? Technique to open up, to really let it out. And let me give you another thing too. We talked about it a little bit after last night, but you can hold this songbook up. Just do it. Hold your songbook up like you're singing, but not looking down at the book in your lap. Hold the book up where you can still see me while you're looking at the book. You should see me. You're really technically focused on the book, but you can see me, and then I'm going to demonstrate. Here's my hand movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the words of a song. While I'm doing this, can you still see me do this? If you're aimed toward me looking at your book, you should be able to see this. Okay? That's how you can stay with the book, not get lost, make sure you're getting all the words right and the music right or whatever, but staying in time together because you can still see me moving my arm. Song leaders, that's why we need to move our arm. In a nutshell, that's it. So people can see where we're at and stay on beat together, okay? That's what we're going to work on. And go ahead. We're ready, brother.
Well, help me out here.
You betcha.
Do you guys know 32? I will call upon the Lord. It's got the whole hold on there, so we can.
If you know it, raise your hand, if you don't mind. I would say not even half of us.
Let's try something different. How about 967? 967. That's one we sing here sometimes.
Yeah.
Everybody know that? Or most of us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's the time signature? We've been talking about all these things, so I'm going to just ask a few questions.
4.
4?
And it's-
So how many beats per measure?
4.
Yep.
Uh,
And where's your first downbeat?
first
It
note.
is, very much so. The very first note is the downbeat. So this is easy to get started, right? And do you
Easy for
want,
you.
you want help pitching it, or?
Yes, please.
Okay. So let's see, we're key of F, I'm gonna give you a little cheater thing too later. It might be in the next session, but on the pitch, to try to help you with that, but we'll come back to that. All right. Do, so, do, mi, so, do, mi, so. I sound the do, and then whatever the starting note of the sopranos is, I wanna sound that too.
Okay.
And that way they have it. So, do, mi, and everybody, you're looking at what part you're singing, right? Tenors, bass, alto. Sound your note. Find it from that do. Do, mi, and I want to hear you. Yeah. Perfect. All right, go. Wherever you're ready. Glory, hallelujah, I shall not be moved. Anchored in Jehovah. Raise your books and then open up while you're singing. Let's make it big. Landed by the waters, I shall not be moved. 2, 3, go. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. I shall not be moved. Though the tempest rages, I shall not be moved. On the rock of ages, I shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. I shall not be moved. Holding the cutoff, just give them the cutoff. Perfect. That was well done. I appreciate it. No, it was. Don't you laugh like that. You did a good job. And here's what I really appreciated about him the most. Is he got off a time or two on his timing, and what'd you do?
Just kept on.
You waited to that next measure and got right back in on the downbeat. Perfectly executed. That's what we should do when we get a little off, because it's going to happen to all of us eventually. I mean, it happens to me still today. Okay, I'm not up here trying to convince you I'm better than anybody else. I'm not. I'm going to make those same mistakes. But when you do, just think through it like you did. Okay, after the bar line, boom, I'm back in. I got it, okay? Good job. Chris, you got one?
I don't wanna fall Zeke.
Oh, come on, you can do it.
He gonna make me look bad.
Well, it may make us all look bad.
Yeah. Thanks, Zeke, appreciate that. Let's see here.
Try 32, it should be a hit.
What you got?
Let's see here, let's turn to 595. No, we're not gonna do 595. Don't wanna want it, hang on. $664, $664. So, would this be the dough that you would,
The triangle?
oh, right?
The triangle is the duck.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I mean, where you would figure out where you would pitch that.
Yes. Find the dough,
And there's the first meat,
correct.
so it'd be dough.
But the starting note for the Sopranos is a what?
That's-
It's a salt.
I thought you
So-
always went to the meat.
No, if the starting note is a mi,
Oh,
then we'll
okay.
do that. But whatever the starting note is, that's what you wanna get to. So you start at dough and then go do, mi, so. Yeah, I mean, you can throw the meat in there, yeah. So let's find dough.
Dough.
It's gonna be a lot higher than that.
Dough.
And you have a lower voice, so your voice is like way down here when you're looking up here. You're gonna have to think higher. So it literally in pitch, you might, give me a pitch, it doesn't matter what. Just give me a pitch. Again, like you just did.
Dough.
Do, okay, there's that pitch.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's almost an octave low, okay? So my point in that is, if you could even lower that and then come up, do, mi, so, do, so, mi, so, do, mi, so, mi, do. I'm gonna bring it down some more. Do.
I'm kind of behind here.
That's okay, no problem. So, now look, another thing we need to know and make sure we're comfortable with is don't be afraid to ask somebody if they've got even a pitch pipe or they have the ability to do that really well, get somebody to help you, that's fine. I mean, that's really good, it'll make it more singable for everybody.
Hey, Leland, can you help me?
I would be happy to. Hey, you picked up on it. Do, mi, so, do, mi, so. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry job. Thank you, sir. Don't lose sight, everybody, on our responsibility in what we're doing. So open up, really just sing. Think of it. Doesn't mean you have to sing loud. Just open up. Give the same vowel sound so it's a unified sound, okay? Just keep that in mind. Also, I know it gets tiring after a while, but hold your book up where you can see them real good while they're moving. You got one?
Turn your songbooks to page 280. 280.
All right, what's the time signature? 4. Okay, so 4 beats per measure. Where's your first downbeat?
First down beat.
First one is on which? Yeah, which note? Is it that one?
Yeah.
It is indeed.
No.
And you know that because you've got 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats. Those are quarter notes, right? And then this is another beat. Together, this is another beat. It's just, you remember we were talking about a dotted 8th note and then a 16th note? It's worth 3/4 of a beat, and then the 16th note completes that, and that gets you your last beat. You don't see it all that often, but here it is, okay? Way to go, good choice. So you have all your 4 beats, so your first downbeat is that very first note. So sweetly, Lord, you know, however fast you're gonna sing it, but that is your downbeat for the 4/4 pattern, okay? And if you want help pitching it, just say so, otherwise, let's go.
Yeah, I always felt like I'd be a me, but the way my voice is today, I think I'm a dad.
Okay, let's see what we got. Do, mi, do, mi. Everybody sound your note. Do, mi, sweetly, Lord, have we heard thee call. By and by, through the shining portals, down, out, down, in, out, up. We shall walk with the black immortals, heaven golden stream. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I
don't know if I do.
Yeah, you know what to do. Here's the thing that, and a lot of ladies particularly may not understand this, so I'm gonna help you to understand men. Here's your opportunity. Woo, I don't have that to offer. I'm just digging a hole. I could do that pretty good, but we don't want to talk about women, but okay. Okay, here's the thing. I appreciate you getting up here and doing it and giving it a try because it's a lot. It's difficult. You know the song, right? You're familiar with the song. You led the song. You know the song. Sweetly, right? What's the word? Sweetly.
Lord, we hear thee calling.
Lord, we hear thee calling. Okay. Sweetly, Lord, if we hear thee. Whatever the words are. I'm obviously not good with the words of the song. But singing the song is one thing. Getting up here in front of a crowd and leading it is an entirely different world. And it is. Because here's what you've got going on. And he did this to start with. You did well. Got up here and you announced that number twice. Pretty loud. I think everybody could hear it, okay? That's what's important because you want, to be fair to everyone, you want them to be able to sing with you. That's kind of the point and the idea. So you did that. And then we got to pitch the song, right? Figure out where that's going to start and how to do that. Do to me, and everybody can sound their pitches and whatever, which I do recommend you doing that. That helps us get a good start on that song, okay? He did that. And then he starts the song. And you got to work on making sure you got all the words, right? You saw me try to remember the words. I don't remember them. And I've known the song all my life. You know, what's wrong with that? So, you got to get up here and announce a number. You're first of all, you're standing up in front of people. That in and of itself is a nerve-wracking thing to some folks. I don't know if it was to you, but it is to some people. And then you announce the number twice. You want to make sure everybody's got it, right? And then you've got the words to the song to follow along and the notes, if you're reading the notes. You got that to stay on with. You don't want to get off, okay? And then you're doing that, and you get to the end of the first verse, and you've got to signal what verse you're going to. We got to get that in there, right? And not only that, here we are. We're singing, we're studying, we're looking at our book. You got to look up every now and then, right? Engage the congregation, so that's another aspect of it. See, what am I missing? I'm missing something big. Gentlemen, what is it?
Keep time.
You time.
Keep the time. Keep the time. You got to keep time. And let me tell you, when you're first learning to do that, that's nerve-wracking. So, if you're studying on this, and I'm sitting here in your ear going 1, 2, 3, right? And then you start repeating what I do. Well, forget the words. I mean, you've already blown that off. Hopefully, the congregation will keep going on the words while you're learning to do this. That's okay, and that's a good move, and that's what you should do. But it takes a lot of focus. You got to remember, am I supposed to go down? And song leaders, it's a really easy thing. Some of you have experienced it even last night. When you go down, it's hard to hold that down on that first beat. You kind of want to swing to the next beat or 2. Sometimes we're going from 1 to 3. He went from 1 to 2. You know, you went straight down. That's what you were fighting. And trying to get focused on that 1, to be very precise on the 1. First beat, down beat, down, 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 down. Go down. Keep it down, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Put some emphasis in it if you have to make yourself do it. 1, 2. But you see what's going on? There's a whole lot of stuff going on in a song leader's mind. And there's still more things I could mention. And they've got all the pressure and everything to try to do this, especially when they're learning it, right? And especially this. That's the toughest part. And I appreciate so much you giving it a go, because that's the way you're going to get there. Just keep trying it. I'm not joking. The more you do it, the more you attempt it, and the more you practice it at home. That 4/4 pattern. Just practice it at home. Look in a mirror. Watch yourself do it. Even, you know, not in a vain way. I mean, oh, I'm so good at this, you know. No, not that. Just so you can see what's happening. What do you look like when you're doing it, right? That's okay. Singing down the road. I'll be singing down the road, beating 4, you know. Keep your hands on the wheel. But I have to officially say that, you know. I don't want to be responsible for that. Okay, but that's what it takes. And you just stay at it, okay? We just keep working it. You got something, Clay?
We're trying. 756. 756.
All right, good old song. What's the time signature? 4/4. And which means there's 4 beats to the measure, right? Where's your first down beat? It is on 1. It's I want. So that's where you're down. I want to be so that's sol. So you want to find do. I recommend that because that lets everybody know where do is. So do on this is going to be a little bit low to start with. That's how I do it. You see one here, but if you go an octave down, it's here on this bottom line. So I would go do, do, do. So there's that do, do, so, do, so. Y'all sound your pitches? Do, so. want to be a worker for the Lord. I want to love and trust His holy word. I want to sing and pray and be busy every day in the vineyard of the Lord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I will pray. 2, 3, 4. In the vineyard of the Lord. 1, 2, 3. I will work, I will pray, I will labor every day in the vineyard of the Lord. I want to be a worker strong and brave. I want to trust in Jesus' power to save all who will truly come and will find a happy home in the kingdom of the 1, 2, 3. I will 1, 2, 3. I will pray. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Look up, stay with him. I will work, I will pray, I will labor every day in the vineyard of the Lord. Okay. It's hard, isn't it? It is. But you can do it. You know, you've seen armies, I guess, on TV or whatever, kind of march to a cadence, right? And they're going, hut, 2, 3, 4, hut, and I mean in perfect step, right in there, right? That's really what that song is. It has that feel. I want to be a worker. It's like doing the hut 2, 3, 4, except you're doing it with your arm. And so it's the coordination with everything going on and getting that beat down. Downbeat. 1, 2. Do it with me again real quick. Everybody, just do it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, in, out, up. Down, in. Now add to that the song. Ready, go. I want to be a worker for the Lord. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vineyard of the Lord. So it gets complicated, right? You got a lot going on. Totally get it. Thank you for doing that. Let's switch over to this side. Chuck, you got something? Got a song? Give it a shot. Let's go. Come on up. And let me look at time. Is it getting away from us?
I don't know, like, what's wrong?
We'll make it about 10 more minutes. Uh-oh. There's one in every pair.
125. We just had that one up there a while.
Good call, good call. I got to give you credit for that. That's really cool. All right, so time signature is what?
3, 4.
3, 4, so how many beats per measure?
3.
3, correct. And where is your first downbeat?
I don't know.
Okay, so you do know that the number 1 beat comes right after a bar line, right?
Okay, yeah.
So it's going to be there, because that's only 1 beat, that's a quarter note. It's only 1 beat, so right there is where you're gonna go down, okay? On the downbeat. And then there's only 3 beats per measure. Let's do that real quick for everybody. 3, 4 is different than 4, 4. We've been leading a lot of 4, 4. Here's 3, 4. Do it with me real quick. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Down, out, up. Down, out, up. That's what we're gonna do on this one, okay? And feel free to practice that while we're singing too, by the way. I don't recommend it maybe in church, that might be distracting. But right now's a good time to do it, right? While we're singing, okay? All right, so we got that down. We know it's May, and that's when we're going down, okay?
On a May.
You wanna pitch it? Yep,
No.
on May.
Go ahead.
All right, let's see what we got. What key we got? G. Do, mi, so, do, mi, so, do, mi, do, so. Amazing grace, how sweet were getting it there at the end. It was coming together, but the problem with that song is it was kind of slow. So it makes you really slow down on your beat, which is harder to stay consistent with it. But way to go. You see how difficult it is though, right? Do y'all have compassion on him?
Yes.
Yes, I do too, on all of us. Okay, thank you, sir.
I
feel you,
Chuck.
It takes your understanding and to bear with them as we try to learn this, okay? Next, you want one? No. Mitch, you got one? We got time for another one or two.
I don't have one picked out.
Oh my goodness, Cody, I bet you have one picked out.
Oh, yes, like there was a page number, it's called, let me see here, it should be, I saw, 988, I guess, 988.
That didn't really look like you had one picked out yet.
I had the,
I'm just saying, right? Okay, what you got?
988.
Okay. Let's talk about some other concepts real quick. Some of these songs are naturally kind of slower songs, right? Very sentimental songs. Let me talk for a second. Really sentimental songs, right? They're meaningful. They have a meaning behind it, okay? This particular song, by the way, is kind of close to me. It's my grandmother's favorite song. And I just remember that as a kid. She just loved this song, okay? But I tell you what, we can kill this song. I mean, we can destroy this song. We can sing it slow, and we can sing it slower and slower and begin to just drag it out, and we're not together because we're not really focused. Because, quite frankly, music-wise, if you've sung it all your life, it can get kind of boring. It can. We don't want it boring. We don't want any song boring. Just because it's slow doesn't mean boring. But it still takes attention to stay on beat, to keep it alive, to open up like we've been talking about, to really just sing this and engage with it, okay? All right, let's do it.
Do me.
Keep the tempo solid and up.
I am going to a city where the streets with gold are laid,
3 and 4.
where the
Stay steady.
life is blooming and the roses never fade.
3 and 4.
Here they bloom but for a season, soon their beauty is decayed.
3 and 4.
I am going to a city where the roses never fade. Loved ones gone to be with Jesus in their robes of white array. Now are waiting for my coming, where the roses never fade.
3 and 4.
Here they bloom but for a season, soon their beauty is decayed.
3 and 4.
I am going to a city where the roses never fade.
That was a good steady tempo through that, wasn't it? And we didn't kill it. I mean, we killed it in the modern day lingo, which means good. We killed it, right? You know, but we didn't destroy it. We made that song have the meaning that it needed to have, and you were engaged, and we stayed in time. It was good and steady. Good job. You got off to a rough start. I wasn't sure what was going on there.
Well, I'm still fighting.
You're trying. No, I'm talking about how fast you were going. You were wanting to make sure you kept it steady and your arm wasn't doing the beat, right? And we got to get back on. We got on and you held it the rest of the way. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Who's got one? You got one now? No. Anybody? how long do we need to go this morning? Are we ready to wrap up, or?
I thought we was going till 2 o'clock.
I can do it. I will go straight through, buddy. You're gonna have to put the brakes on me, though. It's
I've
about
got-
11:30.
I've got pizza ordered, push pick up at 15 minutes.
Okay, we got time for a song or two. We'll squeeze in then. Come on up.
I can't do this crap.
That's okay. We're gonna do the best we can.
If I try to do this, I ain't gonna be able to sing the song.
I'm not sure we really need to say. Okay, what song?
This one.
What page?
So tell them the page and let's see if they know it. Because I don't know it.
Does everybody know 26? Number 26.
Because we want to stay with songs that we know, so let's make sure they know it. No? How many know it? Raise your hand.
Nobody gets, I thought we
Yeah,
sang
we
it
don't know it, I
before.
guess.
Well, what about 389?
I bet we can do that one. How many know 389?
Just me and you?
Come on. How many know 389? Few hands. We're getting there. Okay, I think we got enough. Alrighty, so what's the time signature?
Oh my gosh, we ain't gonna do that one.
Yeah, that's okay. No, it's good. It's good. You're gonna leave it like a 3/4. and you're just gonna
6/4.
do it in 3. It is 6/4, which is 6 beats per every measure, and that is your first beat, the very first note, okay? Which will make it easy. Pitch, you want help pitching?
No, I don't even know how to pitch it.
Okay, then I would say you need help pitching. That's okay, right? It's okay, man. I mean, sometimes I need help pitching, and I usually can do it. Let's see if we can get there. Do, so, mi, do, mi, so, mi. Starting note is a mi. Here we go. Once from my poor sick soul. Down, up, just leave for a second. 1, 2, then roll 2, 3. Now I walk 3, 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Straight down. 1, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, the way. Walking thus I will not stray. Hand in hand, 3, 1, 2, 4th verse. When the stars are backward rolled, 3. When His moonlight shall behold. 1, 2, 1, 2. Streets of gold. Hand in hand with Jesus. Hand in hand. 1, 2, 3. Hand in hand. The road to the way. Walking thus I will not stray. Hand in hand with Jesus. And that's it. You got it. Very good. You got it. It just takes repetitive action. You just gotta do it at home, practice it, whatever. The more you do it, the better it gets. Thank you for leading that. Thank you for doing that. Robbie, got one? You seem so eager.
Does anybody know 697? Number 697?
I do. I don't know if we do though as a group. Do you know it? I see some heads nodding. Know it? Anybody? Raise hands if you don't, so I can see the whole.
Two of you.
We've got like 4 or 5 of us that know it.
Okay, well, I'm at a loss, so how about,
We're learning, that's all right.
What are you singing?
Let us try.
Will you try? We'll try.
okay.
Way to stick us out there, you know? Okay,
All right, let's just, let's only sing the first verse,
okay.
okay? So we're in 3/4.
Mhm.
My first beat down is eyes.
Correct.
What else do you need?
That's about it, just pitching it. What do you think from the pitch?
Yeah. I think I could use some help.
Okay? Okay, so that dough is kinda on the bottom side of your range, just to help you out,
Okay.
but it's not on the very bottom. So if you were to sound me a pitch based on that description, throw me a pitch up there. Do, probably a little low, a little more, come up a little, come up. Do, even more. Do, mi, so, mi, do, so, do. That would work, because the sol would get you down here, and that's about where you were a while ago. Do, that's close, okay? So what we wanna do is sound the do, and then the mi, then the sol, and that's the starting pitch. And that gives it. So, very good. My eyes are dry, my faith is old, my heart is hard, my prayers are cold, and I know how I ought to be alive to you and dead to me. What can be done to an old heart like mine? Soften it up with oil and wine. The oil is you, your spirit of love. Please wash me anew in the wine of your blood. You got it. Good job. And if y'all haven't sung that song, there's your one to kind of maybe do a few times as you practice together and add that to the repertoire. It's a good song. Thank you for sharing. All right, we're gonna call it right now. Take a breather, and we'll eat here in a little bit as soon as it's here and ready. Who was in charge? Mitch. I'll turn it back over to you.